Hi everybody, hopefully you guys had a good weekend. This is Vinny Herrera and I am going to be doing the walkthrough for brief exercise 911. And this is going to be, we're going to be presenting a partial balance sheet for Nike Inc. And we're going to be focusing on the planned assets and intangible assets for Nike. Let's go ahead and get started. So suppose that Nike Inc. reported the following planned assets and intangible assets for the year ended on May 31st, 2017, and all of this is in millions. First, other planned assets for 925, land for 230, patents and trademarks at cost 500, machinery and equipment 2020, buildings 940, goodwill at cost was 210. Then we got two other pieces of information here, our accumulated amortization and our accumulated depreciation. Amortization for 59 and our depreciation for 2110. I like to split my assets so we can, it makes it easier so you don't get confused. So assessing here that our first asset is going to be our other plant assets, and it's going to be 925. The second one is going to be our land, and that's going to go ahead and be 230. Then we are presented with patents and trademarks. Patents, trademarks, according to the PowerPoint presentation that we got, are types of intangible assets. You have in there patents, copyrights, trademarks or trade names, franchises and licenses, and goodwill. So we know we have trademarks and goodwills in this exercise. So we're going to go ahead and put those as intangible assets. So we're going to go ahead and put it here, trademarks. Our trademarks are going to be 500. Then we have machinery and equipment. So we're going to go ahead and put those as equipment. And that's going to be 2020. Then we have buildings. And that's going to go ahead and be 940. And then the last asset here is going to be our goodwill that we already determined that is an intangible asset. That is going to be 210. The other two pieces of information we have here are accumulated amortization for 59 and accumulated depreciation 2110. I am quite more familiar with depreciation than amortization. So let's go ahead and learn what amortization is. Out of the intangible assets, it says here that amortization is the periodic cost expiration of intangible assets which do not have physical attributes and are not held for sale. So amortization is something that we debit out of our patents. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get back to our work here. All right. The other information we have here, it says prepare a partial balance sheet for Nike for these items. And it says list your property, plant, and equipment. We're going to go ahead and property, plant, and equipment in the order of, and I'm going to go ahead and do this, land first, building second, and then our equipment. And I like to do it like this so I know where things go. So I'm going to go ahead and it's going to be machinery and equipment here. All right, so we look at our plant assets. There's one more piece of information we have in here, and it says that it's other plant assets. So we're going to go ahead and put in here other plant assets. And we're going to simply just transfer over the information. So it says in here that our land is 230. Now, don't forget to put that extra decimal in there. Our buildings are going to be 940. And our equipment is 2020. So 940, 2020. And our other plant assets was 925. All right. Now the other piece of information that is important to put in here is we're going to go ahead and take our accumulated depreciation. So remember, buildings, equipment, and other assets do have accumulated depreciation, and that's where we're going to go ahead and take this depreciation out. 2,110, and so then we're going to go ahead and put all these guys together. So we got 940 plus 2020 plus 925. And then we're going to go ahead and take our depreciation, which is 2,110. That's going to give us a total of 1775. So 1775. And then we're going to add to that 1775 our land. And that's going to give us our total property, plant, and equipment. Okay, so that total was 2005. 2005. Don't forget to put the decimal so we don't get in trouble here. All right, so our next step, guys, is going to be to put in intangible assets. So we're going to go ahead and do the intangible assets. So let's go ahead and put in here intangible assets. Okay. And the first intangible asset that we're going to put in is going to be our goodwill. And the reason for that is because the next one is going to be our trademarks. And we're going to go ahead and take, as we learn, that amortization value. So we're going to go ahead and take the amortization value out of our patents and trademarks. So we're having here that our goodwill was 210 and our patents and trademarks was 500. So we're going to go ahead and take that amortization, which is 59, and we're going to minus that out of our out of our patents and trademarks. So let's go ahead and take that 500 minus our 59, and that's going to go ahead and give us 441. And then here we're going to have our total intangible assets, and we're going to go ahead and put these two guys together here. 210 for our goodwill plus our 441 on patents and trademarks. So we got a total of 651. 651. And that is it. We want to go ahead and that information is there. And let's see if all of this is correct or if we somewhere screw something up. All right. Seems like we did everything great. All right, hope that helps. And if anybody has any questions, don't be shy and let us know at the discussion. All right, thank you guys very much. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.